Good morning. If you're just joining us, this is your host, Keely Austin, and welcome to the Elevate Renatus team call. It is Monday, and I'm so excited to be here. I hope everyone had a great weekend. As of right now, we have 85 participants on the line. Our goal is to reach and exceed 100 participants on each and every one of these calls, so do reach out to your team. We don't want any ICMs left behind. Our trainer today is... our trainings are recorded. You can find them on youtube.com. And our trainer today is Michael Huggins. I had such a great weekend when Michael and Vanessa were here. They're just good friends of mine, and I'm just so grateful to know them. If you don't know Michael and Vanessa, they were struggling before they found Renatus. Before Renatus, Michael was actually living in his girlfriend's mother's basement, and his girlfriend at the time was Vanessa. And he was working two jobs. He was working at Jiffy Lube and at Sears Auto as an auto mechanic. He went to school, he got good grades, he went and got the job, he did everything that he was told to do, yet he still found himself drowning in student loan debt. He didn't have money to afford a car, so he was riding his bike to work and hiding his bike in the bushes because he was embarrassed about it. He found Renatus, and he was very, very committed to the system. He stayed up late every night watching his classes, and he was very dedicated to building this business as well. Since Michael's gotten started, he has become a 7-figure income earner with the company. He is also the #1 income earner in the company. He's a President's Advisory Council member and meets with our CEO every week, and he's just an awesome individual, and I'm so excited to bring him out today. Michael, good morning.
Good morning. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Good morning, Keely. Thanks for setting this up. It's a beautiful day in Denver. Hope everyone's doing well. We got Super Saturday coming up here in Denver as well with Tamara Book out of the New York team. We're excited to have everybody plug into that. She's doing great on both sides, the marketing side, the real estate side. So we're gonna have out here in Denver Friday and Saturday. So come plug in, come meet her, come get some training from what she's doing. In 2018 at the Nationals, I believe it was 2018. If not, it was 2017. She got the Marketing Queen of the Year award. So she's been recognized by Bob Snyder for her marketing efforts as well. So you want to make more money on the marketing and then parlay that into money on the real estate. Come and check out Tamara's training in Denver this Saturday. All right. Man, Phoenix was a ton of fun. I hope all of you have put a regionals on your to-do list for this season. The regionals are like none other. There's something else that's just not you're not going to find at a Super Saturday or an intensive. Something awesome with these regionals. So the next one is in 2 weeks, and that is in Salt Lake City. I'm going to pull up the schedule here so you guys can see it. But a lot of you had team members from out of town, and one of the few chances you get to meet them all at once is going to be these regionals. So find out which one makes sense for you, and if one is just going to kind of test your skill or test your schedule or test your bank account, well, take the test. Go for it. Figure out which one you can make it to. We got Salt Lake coming up 11 and 12 of October. Chicago is 18 and 19. Atlanta is the 25th and 26th. And then New York, 1st and 2nd. Sacramento, the 8th and 9th of November. Seattle is the 15th, 16th of November. And SoCal is the 22nd and 23rd. So find one or two or three. I know lots of people are going to multiple regionals. So whatever you could do, figure it out. It's your turn to be there. And great job to the Arizona team, the hospitality team, the volunteer team, leadership team. They did a fantastic job setting the bar high already, and we've only just begun. Okay. Before I move topics off of regionals, oh, we got some chats going. I just want to make sure we're clear on regional stuffs. Cool. Yep. All right, cool. So Wanda just reminded me that today is the last day to register for the Salt Lake City regional training on October 11th and 12th. Today is the last day to register for that to be included in the award ceremony. Excuse me. Today is the last day to register to be recognized with an award. Well, actually, hit up Wanda, figure something out. Wanda's the person to talk to. She's got the spreadsheets. We're recognizing people who have been stepping it up this last year, or even this last month. I mean, there's some people who joined just a little bit ago and have already done amazing things. So we want to recognize you. You deserve it. So get registered so we can do that. Okay. Some more people piling in here. Looking good. All right, what do we want to talk about today? We got options. What do we want to talk about today? We talk about so many things.
I've got something, Michael.
Oh, good. Let me hear it.
So it's come to my attention that we're no longer being considered a direct sales company anymore. And I have a young lady that's teetering on the fence of signing up or not signing up because she feels as if we are an MLM. What would you say I should share with her about what Renatus is instead of direct sales?
Well, as we look more and more into it, we got to be clear, because you're right, direct sales is not exactly accurately describing what we're doing. However, network marketing with leadership. See, that's one of the differences, is we inject leadership into marketing. We are networking, we're marketing, and we have leadership, all involved in one. So, yeah, when we were debating this in our EMT class, we're not debating, we're just having a healthy discussion. What the heck are we? How do we describe ourselves? This is going to be the best way to do it, right? We're a nationwide network. Nationwide network, marketing an award-winning training, with leadership injected into our communities. I think that more accurately describes what we do, because the direct sales thing is, there's nothing direct. We're in the middle. Right? We got the supplier, the service company, which is Renatus, the educational services. And then there's the customer, and if they went direct to the customer, that would be a direct sale, but we're in the middle, so it's not quite direct. Eric Worre has a really good video on YouTube. If you type in, not MLM, not direct sales, Eric Worre, type that into YouTube, he'll talk more about it and show you, we're not an MLM, because of a few different reasons. So when you get a customer that says, I don't want to be an MLM, you say, good, me neither. Right? Just good. You don't want to be in an MLM? Yeah, me neither. That's why I joined Renatus. I want to be a real estate investor, and I want to get paid to talk about this cool product. But other than that, yeah, I don't want to be in an MLM. Um, and there are some people who are in MLMs that are kicking butt. And so I would, Charlene, I would address the superstition that my customer has around that. What do you mean you don't want to be paid to talk? What? You want to push buttons and get paid? You want to work a shovel? You want to drive a car? Like, what do you mean? Like, at the end of the day, we get paid to talk as real estate investors or network marketers or MLMers or direct sales people, right? But we don't work for the company, so we're not technically direct sales. We were hired by the company instead of contracted by the company. That's one big difference, is we're not actually working for the company. We're working with the company. Yeah, then it's really an opportunity to clarify with them. And if someone says that this sounds cool, but I want to be an MLM, like, you're like moments away from closing the sale. And you get to just share some nuances and log into your business center and show some stuff, or log in to Helios and show her some stuff. Like, you're just minutes away from making a sale. Like, that's usually my experience. When that last part comes up, they're like, cool, I'm ready to buy, but there's this weird little thing in the back of my head. I just got to get this clarified with you. And say, yeah, great, let's get it clarified. Because once you see what we're doing, you're going to try way harder. You're going to try, because you know that you got a community that's got your back. You know, the leadership is interested in seeing you succeed, and you've got a nationwide network. You're going to try way harder. You're going to try way harder with your real estate and with your marketing business. So I like to think about it like this. Here's another way to think about it. All right, here's me. Yeah, my galaxy face. And I've taken some training. I know some things about sales. I know some things about marketing. And there's this really cool company out in the world that this is their corporate studio. Okay, we got some really cool stuff, things. And this place called Renatus. They have all the money. No, they have like I said, they have an award-winning service that they provide. It's in the education world, right? Educational services, not a product, service, educational service. So they have an award-winning service. Okay, and we got the company. And they need to get it out into the marketplace. So what's happened is I and you, everyone on the line here, we get to use this kind of language. I was telling my mom this the other day. I was like, Mom, I landed a contract. I now am part of the, there's this award-winning company out there, and what they sell. I just landed a contract to market for this nationally recognized company. I landed a contract. Woohoo! I am now in charge of marketing. There's a sales division I'm in charge of, right? And depending on how new you are, you might not have anyone in the sales division, right? You got to go get them. But my whole idea is that I've landed a contract. I own a sales and marketing company, and I landed a contract with Renatus in order to do their sales and marketing. And of course, they got their rules and they got their compliance that I have to follow. I can't just go out there like the Wild West and just say whatever I want. There's some rules and compliance to follow, but my company right? Instead of I, you could also say my company, my marketing company, just landed this contract. I got to renew it every year, but I landed this incredible contract where they're going to pay me to market their incredible services. I don't have to make the services. I don't have to deliver the services. But I landed this incredible contract. And in fact, they're going to give me PowerPoint slides. They're giving me ads to post. They're giving me videos to distribute. They're giving me all sorts of stuff. So I don't even have to create most of it. And my mom's like, she's laughing along and being silly because she already knows I'm in Renatus. But like, I was just practicing that language with her and being like, this is what I'm doing. I have two companies, right? I have my marketing company, and then I also have my real estate company. So that real estate company is separate from what I'm doing with marketing. It's totally separate. But I have two companies, Mom. Can you believe that? I got a marketing company, I got a real estate company, and my marketing company just landed this incredible contract where I get 50% of the revenue that comes in through my sales division. And they'll pay me even more to build up the sales division. Can you believe that? And no, I didn't get a degree in marketing and sales. I just took a 10-step. Took a 10-step training. Did a few practice sales, and now I'm off to the races. My sales and marketing company has this incredible contract with this incredible company that's going to pay me incredible amounts of money to find customers. One of the big reasons why I like to talk about it this way and help people understand it this way is because the mindset that comes from here is a CEO mindset. Right? You wear your CEO hat because now you got divisions, you got branches that you're running, you got different things that you're working. And so you're not out there as this, like you against the world kind of thing. Like, it's just you and your business cards and you got to pound the pavement and good luck, right? It's not like that. You're the CEO of a sales and marketing company, and you came across an educational services company that is looking for people who have marketing businesses to help them market their services. It's incredible. Not to mention, I'm going to learn some real estate on the side. Yeah. So hopefully that helps give you some language to follow up with her and help her become a proud CEO of many companies.
It does. Thanks.
Cool, man. All right. Who else has a question? Cammy, you're off mute. You got a question?
Oh, no, sorry.
Well, why don't you ask one? There's no dumb questions. How, what, who, when?
I have a question.
Go for it.
Mr. Mike and hi, Mike. So I need to perfect my sales or abilities to be able to communicate with people better. What steps did you take to be able to perfect yourself? Aside from watching all the education, what else did you do? What was your next step that helped you improve?
Improve my communication?
Yeah.
Well, one major thing is, and half of the people on the line know this or know what I'm about to say, Toastmasters. You got to get on it. Toastmasters is going to force you in so many different ways to get better. And join an aggressive club. Join a club that has a little bell or a clicker, and they're going to ding it every time you say They're going to ding it every time you make up a word, or you pause too long, or you fumble, because you want to go where the demand to perform is high. The one thing was Toastmasters. And then I just found in my local area, I just found some different local seminars just in my area on presenting, on this topic of presenting. How to become a better presenter, how to speak for yourself. So the class I took was called Present Yourself. But that was, I just got to drive 10 minutes down the freeway to it. So if you live somewhere else, it's like, you're going to have to find something else. But Google it, search for it. I mean, there are different presentation companies that come through that you could go be involved in. And then the nice thing is there's a bunch of other folks in there that are warm market or hot leads, red apples, just people going like, wait a minute, what do you sell again? And what are you presenting? Because I'm presenting knives, or I'm presenting solar, or I'm presenting whatever. Not something cool we're presenting.
Michael, I have a quick
also
question.
Realtors and stuff in there. What was that?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted, this is Kristen, just a really quick piggyback question on that.
Okay.
On people who are selling knives or potions or pills and all that, I find that they quickly get frustrated if you don't, they want you to listen to their sales pitch and they're convincing you. And I understand the whole concept of sell or be sold as well as efficient versus right or wrong. But how do you kind of take us through your process, I guess, of, say that person is presenting on knives and you want to show them how real estate is better without making them wrong?
Well, I hear them out up until a point where I can then make a point. So, like, last week I got to meet with a lady who sells knives. And she was like, yeah, I love selling knives. I'm like, I even have some of these knives. Like, I'm a happy customer with these knives, but I don't sell them because they wouldn't pay me enough to do that. So one of the questions, Kristen, and for everyone out here is, are you getting, like, this question is great to ask people. Are you getting paid what your people skills are worth? And they're thinking, well, I've maxed out my comp plan. Of course I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid better than anyone else in my company. Well, yeah, but my question is, are you getting paid what your people skills are worth? Because the people skills that you have are worth a lot more in my organization. So now you're like giving them a big old compliment, right? You got these incredible people skills. Are you getting paid what your people skills are worth? And because we give them compliments, the equation is compliment, create curiosity, then get a commitment. Either a commitment to come watch a class or watch a webinar, or just, another appointment where I can sit down and show you what we're up to based off how much time we have right now. But these 3 C's, you give them a compliment and create some curiosity around what we do, and then get a commitment for them to come and check it out, or another appointment for you to just give it to them. Right? It's something that you can completely control. Getting the commitment. Now, whether they actually show up or not, again, that's out of your control. But more often than not, when you get a commitment, you put it on both your calendars. 9 out of 10 of my appointments happen. Actually, I just got stood up for the first time in like 4.5 months last week. I'm sitting at a coffee shop, 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes go by, a half hour goes by, and I'm like, that bastard, I'm out of here. But that rarely happens. because of how we book our appointments and get these commitments to the next appointment. And you get a lot more commitments if you throw in a compliment.
Yeah, I get that, and thank you for answering the question. And I think where I'm getting stuck is they want me to watch a presentation or an hour video as well as meet with them for their presentation or coffee. And I'm willing to do that, but I'm not interested in selling potions, pills, or security systems. And a guy the other day wanted me to sign up to sell security systems. So do you tell them you're not interested right up front? Do you go through their whole presentation with them? Like,
it depends on if I feel like I can actually get them to buy from me. But at the beginning, I went and watched them all because I wanted to learn more presentation styles and approaches.
okay.
So I just wanted to see how they were selling their things. And then I could see what got them excited and use that same language and fit it into my company and then show them 10,000 per sale.
Yeah.
So it's a way for me to kind of copy them. Like they're already passionate about people and they're passionate about their service and they're passionate about creating a result. And I say, great. Well, that's exactly what we do here. We just pay you more.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. You got to balance your time with, selling and listening. But, it's, I've always learned something by watching a pitch.
Michael, this is Janine Bass, Salt Lake City.
Hey.
First of all, the training with Mark Kohler was totally awesome.
Good.
I had 7 people there, and everyone said, thank you so much for inviting me. Now,
Cool.
My question, it was so awesome, and the room was packed. So my question for you is, I have 3 in the pipeline right now who can buy Extreme Combo, but they haven't seen anything about the marketing, and they want to just sign up at Essentials and get started. And I keep putting them off because I think they need to see everything. What is your suggestion on what to do about that situation? They are going tonight to see the follow-up with Richard Stock, but the one lady's been asking me for a week if she can just get started.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know anything about the talk.
Yeah, nobody needs to know about the earnings plan before they sign up. That's not a thing. Right? It's not required to buy the education in order for you to sell. So let them just buy it. See, if they come in as a happy customer using the services, then when you bring up the fact that they can sell it, well, now they're selling it from their heart instead of from their head because they've already fallen in love with the program. And you can make a much more lower resistance conversation because they're already in love with it. So bring it up in like a month or so.
So they think they should just start at the Essentials.
No.
Is that all right if they don't? What's that?
Why do they need to start it?
Oh, I've already stocked your fridge.
They haven't gone to the 14-step thing of how to get your money. And so right now they can just put it on credit cards and they just want to start at the Essentials. But I know in all 3 of those situations they have the money.
Okay. Then yeah, if you're just getting them started on the Essentials, then they're going to fall in love with that again, and then you get them upgraded to the combo because they're already loving the product, and then you get them to become an ICM so they can fill their buckets. Yeah, you don't have to bring up the marketing. There's some people who still don't know about the marketing. Part of it's because they don't want to know, and part of it's just because they're never around when we bring it up. No big deal. They're just retail customers. It's fine to have retail customers. You check in with them, you help them get some results, confirm that they love it, get them to upgrade, and then say, hey, by the way, let's not leave people behind. Let's sell this thing too. So because you're 5-star Right? You are 5-star, Janine, so that's different because if you sell an essentials and then later down the road they buy a combo, you still get the benefits of both. Whereas if you're still not a 5-star, then when you sell an essentials, if they upgrade later, it might not go in your bucket. So, but I mean, at the end of the day, you still just need to take the next sale. Like, let's not get too picky about what our customers are buying.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Mark Kohler was just awesome.
Good. That's what I heard. 270 plus people in the room. That was freaking awesome. Yeah, call them right when we get off of this call, Janine. Sign them up. And then when you see them at the meeting tonight, put them in to get funded online. Like, you can go through the 14-step thing. That's great. 14 ways to find the money. That is awesome. But there's also, like, think about it this way. You are, by having someone go down this path, right? They're a customer. They come down this path. They get the money. They fall in love with it. They buy. And they come in here. Now they're an ICM. You're taking them down this path. By taking them down the path, you are subconsciously training them. So if you make this whole, I got to give you this presentation of the 14 ways to find the funding thing, then when it comes time for them to go and take all the actions as an ICM, they're going to get all, whatever you get weird about, they're going to get weird about. So that's why I say, who cares about the funding? Funding's the easiest thing to deal with. It's called gogfo.com.
Okay.
That's your funding. That's the conversation I have with funding, because what I'm imagining is when they become an ICM and they got to find the people and tell the story and build for events and follow up and then get their order entry party going, they got steps they got to do. I want them to go back and recall the experience and go, oh, yeah, well, Michael just said go to gogfo.com. And so that's what I did. And you know what? That's what you need to do. And they can just start selling without me being there.
Okay, thank you, Michael.
Does that make sense? Are you picking up what I'm
Yes.
putting
Yeah, now how do I get off back into mute?
You're just going to have to hang up and end the call. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I could do it for you. I'll meet you. I got
Okay.
you back. Thanks for coming on the call. Okie dokie. It's working. You see what I mean about the training, guys and gals? If they come back from GoGFO and it says UGA, then let's go over the other ways of finding the money. Okay, but we usually know in 24 to 48 hours where they're at, and they've already made some steps. And you know what's really freaking cool, guys, is one of the other ways is free credit repair. They're like, oh, sorry, we can't fund you. Then send them back, get the free credit repair. In a couple months, they'll come back and they'll buy a combo from you. Let's keep it simple. We're subconsciously training them by selling them. So if they have a really pleasant purchase experience, then it's going to be, they're going to bring a different energy to their sales experience right off the bat. They're not going to need so much training because they went through a different experience. Cool. Cool. Okay, we got some questions in the chat room. Tyler says, how do you like keeping your team engaged? I like it. How do you like keeping your team engaged? Less being a leader to them and showing up to all the events, calls, and providing value. Maybe how do you keep your team engaged and plugged in? How do you keep your team engaged? Okay, I brought this up at our EMT class last week. One of the things that I did first starting out, because we had the big teams, right, the big local teams. We got like some still pretty decent sized teams inside the teams, and now here you're on someone's team in someone's team, right? Like you're on John's team, but really you're on my team, but really you're on Richard's team, and there's this whole big team, and you want to make your customer feel special, and you got your team now, and you go, yeah, we are on that guy's team. And they're like, well, I didn't sign up with that guy. I signed up with you. So you want to definitely make sure that they feel like that they feel special, like they're on your team and that your team is actually doing something. So what I did is I created a secret team inside the team. So when Richard finished his meetings, and we had 100 people there, everyone's doing their thing, then I would go find a spot and I would have my own secret team meetings, because I figured we've already spent a night, right? It's already 9:30, 10 o'clock. We've already spent a night. We don't need to take another night to do this, but let's get connected for another half an hour to an hour. And I would meet in a separate room in the building and just call it a secret. And people would want to come in, and I'd say, sorry, you're not part of this secret team. You're a part of this bigger team. You go create your own secret team. This is my team. And I call them the STBs, Secret Team Badass. And I just made it up like right there. And that way, one, I would be able to get them to come pretty regularly to the Thursday night meeting, because our weekly pillars meeting, because they knew that afterwards we were going to have our secret team meeting, and that got people excited. So that's what I did. And then as that got bigger, or people that enrolled couldn't necessarily be at Thursdays, because sometimes we'll enroll people who just so happen to have a Thursday off, but they can't come on Thursdays. So then it started happening more and more. So I did a team call. I made my own team call. So we went from having our secret team. It wasn't really a secret, right? But it's like, it made it feel a little more exclusive. So we had our secret team meeting after the meeting. And back then we didn't have Uber Eats like we do now, where we could just order some whatever we want and keep the meeting going. But we'd have our meeting after the meeting, and I would just follow up, and I would train, and here's what I learned this week, and what are you guys working on? And, I was just a guy. I just barely got my 5-star, and like nobody knew my name, right? Like it didn't matter. No one needs to know your name in order to do this. But I started helping them. The team would be on anything. We could talk about marketing or real estate. I didn't care, because to me, it's all feeds back to the same thing: more money. So the secret team meeting, and as that grew, then I started doing my own team calls, and I would do them at 7:30 p.m. and I would do my best to train for a half an hour, because at 8 o'clock we would get the founders webinar. And some of you still remember that. We had a theme song that I would play from like 7:30 to 7:32, right? It was "Eye of the Tiger," baby. Every time I hear that song, when I hear "Eye of the Tiger," I don't think about boxing and movies. I think about my Monday night team call. And I did it for like 2 years straight. And as the team got bigger, and then my team started enrolling and getting 5-star, and then the people they enrolled started getting 5-star, the thing it got big enough to where I opened it up to everyone instead of it just being my secret team. And I'd let different people train and talk, and we would just bring up different things that we learned throughout the week, and then it would plug everyone into the Founders Call. And it was Money Monday. It's today's the day we make money. So get on the call, get on the team call, then get on the Founders webinar. And we just kept people plugged into the system, and week after week and year after year, the stuff just kept growing. One other helpful thing is on your on your secret teams especially is birthday parties, celebrating and finding a reason to get together and celebrate each other. You know, so we would clump them, you know, anyone had a birthday party, or anyone had a birthday in January, February, we'd all do it in February. Anyone had a birthday in March and April, let's all do it in April. And we would clump the birthdays together, and then people would get to, now we're getting together for a reason besides training. And that kept people close, kept people engaged, you know, they could just be themselves. And, you know, that's one of the major keys, is letting people be themselves, letting their hair down, so to speak, taking the ties off, so to speak.
Michael,
Yo.
quick question. So on that secret call, how did you keep organization on what you would train on? Or would you kind of just leave it as a like a free for all? Like, hey, y'all give me questions on what you want to train on.
No, people don't really like that. The only reason why it works on a format like this is because we got 134 people on here, and we already have established multi-year relationships where people feel like they can just come out and say stuff. I didn't want to put that expectation that they're going to show up and have to talk. They show up and they get value from me. So throughout the week, what I would do is I would just have those conversations, checking on my team, checking on whatever's happening, plugging into other communities trainings, and throughout the week I would just pay attention to what I wanted to talk about, and just make a little side note in my app on my phone, just a note app, here's what I want to talk about. And just, you know, weird things would start to pop into your head, like you're at a restaurant waiting to order something, and then something pops in your head and you go, you know what, I could actually make a little 5-minute lesson about this. How to blah, 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 blah. And I just put it in my phone, and then I get back into the restaurant world. And so just throughout the week, I was thinking about it. I didn't sit down and make like a 10-week agenda necessarily. Just throughout the week, if I want to be responsive, right, I want to be able to respond to my team and respond to the market and respond to what's going on. I just think about it that way throughout the week. If you do run out of ideas, which I doubt it, but another thing you could do is call your 5-star sometime throughout that week and say, hey, what are you working on? What should we be working on? And just get a little injection of inspiration from them. Ashley, same thing. I think that answers your question about the switching to team calls. Anthony says, anything you can share from the regionals? What was your best takeaway? Yeah, one of the biggest things about the regionals is this whole idea on one team, one dream. Right? We're not a bunch of different teams. We are one team, and we have one dream in mind. So you might have a different part of the valley that you're in, but it's still this one team, one dream approach. And we really we got to see that during the trainings. We got to see that on the stage. We got to see that during the award ceremony and the different things throughout the event, where we really got to see people acting as one team, focusing on one dream. So their theme was build your belief, which is cool. We definitely need to believe in ourselves, believe in the products, believe in the systems that we're working in. But what's even more important is that we believe that we're all one team. We're all doing this thing together as a team. So that was a big takeaway for me. One team, one dream. Cool. Mary Pierce. Mary says, would you go over the pay plan with some detail? Not this time. I could do it next time. But if you guys wouldn't mind putting in the chat bar what webinars or recordings you send out to your team to cover the earnings plan. Whether you share, and put that in here so that they can, any other IMAs can grab it real quick. One team, one dream. Okay.
Michael, is there a webinar that goes over all 14 ways on how to fund our education?
In the YouTube channels, let me pull it up. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here. Don't stop me now, having such a good time, having a ball. Okay. So if you go on to the Elevate Renatus YouTube channel, okay, what you could do, you come in here, go to videos. There's Bill. But if you scroll and you go to, I believe, April, the April section with me, we go over funding. I have a 4-part series on funding. Maybe it's into February.
I think you just
I
passed it.
saw you just passed over it.
Funding just.
That was Bill's funding thing, not mine. Oh, here we go. Follow part 3. Oh, yeah, here we go. So follow part 3.
Welcome again to those that are just signing up.
Okay, so go over that. Funding, here we go.
Welcome.
So here's something weird. I went over funding and only 50 people watched it. We have 687 subscribers and only 50 views. So yeah, in this video, I go over the slides from the PowerPoint that's in Helios. Okay, these slides are in the Helios
Now,
project.
We also know that.
And what I do is I go over what all these slides mean in detail and what I say to my customers while these slides are pulled up. And I just go right through it. This is what this means. This is what this means. This is what this means. And then I run out of time, and so we got to go on to the next one. So 218, funding, 220.
Okay.
More funding. Yeah, just pick up off of that slide. Get into more funding. So it's February. Mastermind in February.
Different mindset and different understanding. Really cool.
I go over all sorts of stuff in there.
Like, I wanted them to meet.
So maybe, Keely, could we put in a request that they're inside of our team that there's playlists, because we got a weird cat music sleepy playlist on our thing. Maybe that could like be deleted. I'm logged in as me instead of the owner of the account. But what if you made a playlist on the funding, right? That the 4 or 5 different funding options, so that peeps could just come here and I could say, oh, go to the Elevate team page, go over to playlists, and you'll have some funding there. I mean, these Renatus regionals, that was cool, coming out of Denver. But we need more updated stuff in there. So that's my request. But there they are for you, Charlene. They're all in there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, you bet. Okay, earnings plan. All right, I will put in the earnings plan thing here. Earnings plan. Yep. Ashley's asking for it. Earnings plan. Notes. Copy. Paste. Copy. Having a bomb. Stop. Having such a good time. Just give me time. Okay, there's that. And now I should be able to put it up on here and put it into the chat bar. Okay. All right, we just got a few more minutes before I got to hop on the PAC call. So while I'm pasting this, any questions?
Yes. 3 links to the diff.
What was that?
Michael, I saw that Joanne had a question on how to get more information on the next EMT and how to be involved in that.
Just stay plugged into these calls and we'll announce. We will announce when the next one is. It's pretty fun, but as of right now, we don't have it on the schedule because we are doing a bunch of other things to wrap up the year. So
Michael?
stay plugged in. Yes.
Michael? Yeah, it's LaShawn. Do you have the 3 links on the BIF?
I do, yeah.
Thank you.
Let me grab those real quick.
Thank you.
Okay, so the other thing, everybody, hey, everybody, we're having a huge follow-up and house tour tonight and tomorrow in Salt Lake to follow up with all your guests that showed up to the Mark Kohler event. So go into the calendar, put your guests in there. Richard is like one of the top closers in the company, and he's going to be there closing your guests for you. So I highly recommend that you just leverage his time. He's already going to do it for you. You might as well let him talk to your guests. Okay, so I'm copying and pasting. Copy. Oh, come on. Copy. There you go. Okay, I'm putting these links in, but as soon as I close this, you won't be able to grab the links. So open up your chat system in here, copy those links, paste them to your note app, and go out there and use them. And remember, when you're using them, to also register your guests, because you're using webinars. You need to register your guests so that we can check them in and lock them into you.
Got it. Thank you.
You betcha. Kevin, I'm not sure, but I think it's admin status only for that. Okay, so remember, you've landed an incredible contract with this organization, this award-winning organization. You're the CEO of this sales and marketing division, and you get to inject all that leadership and training into your team to make even more money. It's incredible. So watch these recordings, send the recordings to your team, make sure you create something that people want to stay engaged in. It's one extra reason why you get paid a lot more than the average salesperson. You get to bring your creativity to the table. Okie doke, top of the hour. I got to hop on a call. You guys have been awesome. Go use what we've been talking about. Try your hardest, do your best. Plug in. We got Super Saturday this Saturday in Denver. We'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.